I watched a video the other day, and this man that seemed to know what he was talking about, he said from his research that most tech geniuses have mental illness, and they suffer with a lot of mental problems. Even like some of them, they're autistic. They're very intelligent, highly intelligent intellectuals. Look what they've done to the world. I mean, I know they've created a lot of things that are great, genius devices. They created cars and phones. Now we have cell phones and all kinds of wonderful devices and technological advances, in medical medicine. They're real brains. They've invented the computer, the internet that we're using to communicate with. But he said that most of them have mental illness. So it's like a spirit is on them. They give them a name, some kind of a mental illness name, but autism is really, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical, but I know that some of them are really real smart. It's a spirit, not a good spirit, but a spirit that teaches us these things. It's like Elon Musk said that he's an alien. He's not from this planet, and he's trying to get back to his home planet. And that's not really Elon. That's the spirit that works through him. That's why he's such a genius, and he's so blessed in the world with riches and success, because Lucifer and his angels, fallen angels, they did come from the heavens out there somewhere. They have a home out there somewhere, but they were cast out because they fought against God, and God keeps them bound on this planet until he judges them, because he doesn't want that corrupt, polluted, evil seed to go back out into the heavens and pollute the heavens and the other planets. And so these fallen angels, these demons, whatever you want to call them, they get in people and they make people great tech giants. But they're there for their own aggrandizement, their own purposes, not to help humanity. If they were here to help humanity, why is there so much suffering? Why is there so much suffering and misery and trouble on this world? If they wanted to help us, they want to help themselves. They enrich themselves. Here's a little cartoon I cut out of a newspaper. It was just one of the little political type cartoons, and I would show it to you, but it doesn't show up. I might try to put it on here as a picture, but anyway, it said this. It shows this great big AI, artificial intelligence guy. He's I don't know if he's a robot. He doesn't really look like a robot. He looks like a monster. But these two men are down there in suits, and he says, relax. Our technocratic overlords claim he's here to make our lives easier. And that the axes that he's carrying a couple of axes, that the axes are purely decorative. So, they're here to cut everything off except for what they want for their own interests. And they pretend like they love us. They pretend like they want to help humanity and that they're doing it all for the good of humanity as a whole and not just for themselves. That's just like Lucifer. Oh, don't be afraid to eat of it. God won't kill you and it'll make you wise. So she partook of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And Gabriel told Daniel, in the last days, knowledge would increase and people would be running to and fro, back and forth. Well, knowledge is increased and people are running back and forth like crazy after the flesh. Satan's got everybody's mind after the flesh. They don't have any rest. They're full of mental illnesses. They have ADHD or whatever they call it. People can't rest. They can't sleep. They have to go, 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 go all the time. It's wearing them out. They don't have peace. They don't have time to walk and talk and hear the voice of God, because they have something in the flesh keeping their mind in the flesh all the time. TV, video games, sports, computers, telephones, social media, everything, vanity, parties. It's just flesh, 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 flesh. And there's never a moment of quiet. If you even try to take time to be quiet and spend with the Lord, something will always interfere with you. It'll be the phone will ring. Somebody will holler for you. Come here, we want to do this. Something will happen to get you back in the flesh. Satan wants to keep everybody in the flesh. He's controlling us. These great technological geniuses They're so smart, but they have destroyed the world. It's just a horrible, horrible reality. But we're all hypnotized into it. It's like these people talk about the movie The Matrix. I watched some of it one time. I don't think I watched the whole movie, but anyway, they had people living in a virtual reality. And that's the way they are today. Before all this technical knowledge, they had to live in a boring reality, but they had time to pray and spend with God. And it was more rich. It was more wholesome, life was. It could be. It wasn't always, but it could be. It depended on the heart of the person. And the people that love God, they could separate off and live separate, but not today. You're just thrown into all this technological devices and this noise. I have to turn my internet and my cable connection off at night just so I can rest. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy. And they don't love us. They're not trying to help us. They're trying to help themselves. And they're trying to get back out into space because God's going to destroy this planet. Well, they've already destroyed it pretty much, but God's going to destroy them that destroyed the earth. And they know they have but a short time. And so they're desperately trying to get off this planet because what did Elon say? He said, I want to save consciousness. What kind of consciousness? Fleshly consciousness? Who wants to live in this consciousness forever? We want to live in the soul, in the consciousness from the heart of God, not in the consciousness of this fleshly technocratic world that keeps you in torment and in the flesh all the time. We want to walk and talk with our Creator in the Spirit. And so technocrats, they have mental illnesses because they're not in Christ. They're not of God, and they're evil, even though they pretend and they put on a face of good, but they're not. They're of the world, and the world is of the devil.
Your voice will be heard again, Lord. Your voice will be heard again. Light will break forth in the morning to free our soul from within. Your voice will be heard again, Lord. Your Spirit will descend. Lovely the tones will be calling. Your voice will be heard again. You spoke to us by your prophet. You spoke to us by your Son. Then the disciples of Jesus became the anointed one.